Maybe.
Maybe? Okay. Do you want a Mountain Dew?
Oh, no, no Mountain Dew.
You stay away from that
I
stuff?
haven't had soda in like years.
Well, don't start now, right? Do you have any bad habits?
I used to, like Oreos and soda were my go-to.
During the pregnancy?
Yep.
What kind of soda did you like?
Mountain Dew.
Now, did you see?
That's what I'm like.
Everyone at work makes fun of me for drinking it.
No, like my favorite was like the Baja Blast Mountain Dew.
Oh, see, I didn't like that. Because don't they still have that at
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell?
That's where it was.
That's right.
Steak quesadilla and Mountain Dew Baja Blast was my go-to.
Let's go over the questions that are going to be on the test. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Just so you know the words to all the questions and there's no surprises and that kind of stuff, okay? And then we'll...
Am I allowed to like breathe like during this?
Yeah, I'll explain all of that to you. It's, you're obviously still a person and you still have functions that have to go on for you to be alive, so yes, you'll be able to breathe, and we just don't want you to move a bunch during the test, and I'll explain that to you. And it's for very short periods of time, and I have no doubt, being a healthy guy like you are, that you'll have no problem doing that.
Okay.
Okay. I've had like 15-year-old boys up to like 85-year-old men that are able to sit still just during the polygraph, so.
Okay.
I have no doubt someone like you is more than able to sit still.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go over the questions that are going to be on the test. Like I said, I'm going to tell you every single question. There's not a question I'm just going to add, you know, for the thrill of it or anything like that. You're going to know all the words. So the first question that's going to be on the test is going to be regarding Shanann's disappearance. Do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Okay. And you're only going to get to answer yes or no to these questions, okay?
Oh, okay.
So it's easy because, you know, there should be no question in your mind whether you need to answer yes or no to the questions, okay? So the first relevant question that I'm going to ask that we had already gone over is going to be, did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
And I'm saying her name right?
Yep.
Right, okay. And then do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Okay, so those are the three that we'd already discussed before, right? So physically causing someone's disappearance is either, you know, obviously harming them to the point where they, you know, are either dead or can no longer function out, you know, or maybe you left them for dead, you know, in some field somewhere or something like that. So maybe they weren't actually deceased, but, you know, that you would have been the direct cause of their disappearance, okay? So that makes sense to you? Okay. And then obviously, lying about the last thing you saw her, that would be because maybe you helped someone or you did it yourself or something like that, and then you helped dispose of them or put them somewhere or lock them up somewhere or whatever, okay?
Okay.
And then knowing where she is now. And again, that would be either some kind of direct knowledge, like you either saw it, you did it, you know where you put them, or someone told you where they are, or something like that. Or if Shanann called you and said, this is where I'm at, but you haven't told the police that kind of stuff, okay? Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. So you're going to be taking what's called a directed lie polygraph. So what that means is there are going to be questions on the test where I want you to lie. Because I want to see what your body looks like when you tell a lie on the test.
Okay.
Okay. I know it seems kind of weird, but you're going to know which questions these are, and they're going to be easy to answer. So it's going to be like, they're all going to start with before 2018. So this first one is before 2018. Did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about? We've all lost our temper with someone we've cared about in our life. So I want you to think about, you don't have to tell me what it is, but I want you to actually have that moment in your mind when you actually lost your temper with someone you cared about.
Okay.
Whether it was with Shanann, whether it was with your parents, whether it was with your children, I mean, it could be with anyone, but it was...
So you want me to say no to that one?
Yes, so you're going to actually lie to that question, since we all have lost our temper with someone we've cared about before. So I'm going to say before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about? And you're going to say...
No.
Because you're telling a...
Lie.
Awesome. The next one of those, because there's only 3 of those, the next one's going to be before 2018. Remember, it's all going to start with that, before 2018. If you ever hear that on the test, that is your clue to go, crap, this is a question I have to lie to on the test. Okay?
Okay.
So this one's going to be before 2018. Did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
It's going to be
Well, we've all said something out of anger
Okay.
to a loved one, but
So it's
I
gonna be
want you
no.
to take a minute and actually think of a time when you've actually said something out of anger to a loved one. Do you have
Okay.
something in your head?
Yeah.
Okay. And I want you to actually think of that when you answer this question on the test, okay? So again, before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one? You're going to say,
No.
because you're telling a
Lie.
Awesome. The last one is before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them? Not that you actually hurt them, but that maybe they pissed you off so bad, you know, that you were like, oh, I can punch that guy in the face right now, or, you know, whatever. Not that you actually ended up even hurting anyone, but that you ever thought about hurting someone to get even with them. So I want you to take a moment and think about a time, and just make sure that you do have something in your head.
Okay.
Got it? So when I ask you this question on the test, before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them? You're going to say,
No.
because you're telling a
Lie.
Awesome. The next questions are what we call known truth questions. They're going to be really easy to answer. So it's going to be, is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Good. Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Are you now sitting down?
Yes.
Are the lights on in this room?
Yes.
Do you understand that I will only ask you the questions we have discussed? That's the last
Yes.
question. Okay. So we just went through every single question on the test.
Okay.
So the only questions that you'll hear come out of my mouth. Okay? So let me go through those one more time, and you just say yes or no how you would answer them on the test, okay?
Okay.
Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Okay. Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Are you now sitting down?
Yes.
Are the lights on in this room?
Yes.
Do you understand that I will only ask you the questions that we have discussed?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Any of those questions give you any heartburn or make you go, well?
Oh, just my heart's kind of still like is this whole like
Right. And this is not a process where you shouldn't be nervous, so
Yeah.
that is to be expected. That's
Yeah.
totally fine. And like I told you before, that's not going to cause you to fail the test or anything like that, because
Okay.
no one would take the test if that's what it went off of, okay?
Okay. This is what I feel right now. So it's like I don't know like
Did you do any research on polygraph or
no
anything like that? Okay.
no like I don't. All I know is like when I see it on TV, all I see is like this right here, and then like that, and then like that. It's like you just judge it off your heart rate, or what is the deal?
Yeah, and I'll explain all those components that I'm going to put on you.
So I know I came in here, my heart's going a million miles a minute, and it hasn't stopped.
Yeah, so, and you'll notice too that the second I put all the components on you, that's when it really feels like, oh shit, it just got real. Like, that's just, everyone has that oh shit moment, right, when everything gets attached, because then you're like, oh crap. So, I promise I will get you through this, okay?
Okay.
Give me just one sec. Have you ever been pulled over before?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I had a Mustang.
Oh, I bet you were pulled over a lot.
Over a handful.
Okay, so I kind of explained polygraph in a way that makes the most sense to me, so I just assume it makes the most sense to other people, okay? So just bear with me. I like to ask people about a time that they got pulled over, and how they felt when they realized they were getting pulled over by the police. You know, that moment when you're cresting a hill, you see a cop on the side of the road, or you go around a corner, there's a cop there, or all of a sudden you see red and blue flashing lights in the rearview mirror. And I usually ask people, I'm like, just describe how you felt when you realized you were getting pulled over by the police. And it's kind of right now. It feels, most people have the heart beating out of the chest. They kind of start hyperventilating. Some people get mad. Some people get sad. Well, all the things that are happening inside your body when you realize you're getting pulled over by the police are actually being regulated by your autonomic nervous system.
Okay.
Excuse me. It kind of sounds like automatic because that's basically what it is. Whenever your brain senses that you're in a stressful or threatening situation, it automatically kicks in these physiological changes inside your body because it thinks it needs to help keep you alive, okay? Have you heard of fight, flight, or freeze before? Mm-hmm. So, excuse me, Chris, you're walking in the woods, you hear a bear growl, you're either going to fight the bear, you're going to freeze, or you're going to run away. Okay? Yeah. It's kind of your brain going, you're in overload right now, you can't really process what's happening. So I'm going to give you 3 options to help keep you alive, okay? So a lot of people are like, well, what the hell does that have to do with telling a lie? Well, I'm sure you would agree from a very young age, your father taught you, you know, that it's wrong to lie, cheat, or steal. Would you agree with that? Yes. And that there's consequences when you lie, cheat, or steal. Would you agree with that? Yes. So if I ask you a question, Chris, and I say, did you do whatever, and the word no comes out of your mouth, your brain will automatically sense that as a stressful or threatening situation because it knows there's consequences with that lie you just told. The severity of it really doesn't matter to your brain. I mean, you could get grounded Friday night, or you could spend the rest of your life in prison. Your brain really can't really differentiate between the severity of the consequence. It just knows, holy cow, you told a lie, there's consequences with those lies, and it starts those same physiological changes inside your body. Okay, the same things that were happening when you heard the bear growl in the woods, and the same things that were happening when you realized you were getting pulled over by the police. Okay. So the awesome thing about the polygraph is I get to measure what's going on inside your body when you're answering questions on the test. Okay, and I do that by attaching these components to you. Okay, and I'll explain those here in just a minute. And I've already told you on the test, like you're gonna have questions on the test where I know you're telling a truth. Like, is your name first name Christopher? Mm-hmm. And I have questions on the test where I know you're telling a lie about ever saying anything to hurt a loved one, or those types of questions. So I get to see what your body looks like on the inside when I know you're telling a truth and I know you're telling a lie, and then I get to compare that to the relevant questions about if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance, are you lying about the last thing you saw her, and if you know where she is now. And I get to compare those to those questions. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I felt, I don't know, if this was, the heartbeat thing, that's the only thing that I thought it was measured off of.
No, and just so you know, like, a lot of people are like, well, my heart's beating out of my chest. You are your own baseline. Like, I'm not comparing you against the guy I did last week or, someone I did 10 months ago. So if your heartbeat is up here, that's just where you're at. Like, that's your baseline for me today, okay? And then when you react, you're just going to react up here. Someone who's a little more calm, or, maybe their heart's obviously not beating as fast, their baseline's maybe going to be down here, but they're going to have that same reaction. Does that make sense? So you're both going to have the same reaction, you're just going to have different baselines, okay? So I'm going to explain to you the components as I'm putting them on, because I think it makes the most sense, but I do need to kind of move your chair a little bit, and I'm going to actually have you. Can we set these down on the floor like next to you? Is that cool? I'm going to move your water just a little bit. Just because I'm going to put your arm up here in just a minute. Okay. And you can have a seat back there. So the first thing that we're going to put on, Chris, is, these are called pneumograph tubes. Okay. The blue one's going to go kind of down by your belly. The silver one goes up a little higher underneath your armpits, okay? These are going to measure involuntary movements in your chest cavity during the test, okay? So what I need you to do is put your hands together like you're diving in a swimming pool. Put your wrist on top of your head. On top of your head. Sorry. That's okay. And then just lean forward slightly so your back's off the back of the chair. Perfect. And I'll try not to laugh you in the face. If at any time like this feels too tight or whatever, just let me know, okay? And I can adjust it for you. Pretty skinny though, so I want to make sure it's not going to fall down too far. Put your hands up. I'm going to do the silver one. Does it feel like it's too tight, or does it feel okay? Okay. Okay. So the next thing we use, you can put your hands down, I'm sorry. Chris is a blood pressure cuff. This is the same kind of blood pressure cuff you would find in a doctor's office. Obviously they're trying to get your blood pressure when you're in there. I use this to measure the rate of blood flow through your body during the test. And we've actually found it's much more We get a much better reading if we put it on your calf instead of your arm, so are you okay if we put it on your calf? So just go and put that leg just straight up in the air for me. Go ahead and put it down. The only thing about doing it on the calf is we just have to make sure we don't step on it and it doesn't rub against the back, which I think you'll be fine. Just make sure we don't step on the cord, okay? And then the last thing we use, these are called electrodermal activity plates. In layman's terms, they're just going to measure your sweat gland activity during the test, okay? So that's why I need your arm. Maybe, I should scoot you back just a tad, so. Good one, okay. Just go ahead and spread your fingers out for me. You can put them up just a little bit. There you go. Did you know we use these? Okay.
I know you use these.
Right. That's usually all people see. Sometimes the blood pressure is off. And with these, like during the test, the important thing about those is that we just want to just kind of leave your hand kind of dead on the table. We don't want to push down, we don't want to pull up, anything like that. So you're just going to be completely flat on the table and just kind of let your arm go limp and your hand go limp, okay? During the testing.
Okay.
Right now you can move around, you can put it in your lap, whatever, it's not going to hurt it. Do you want some more water?
I'll be okay right now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, be good. What's the mat for?
The what?
The mat. That's the one?
Oh, sorry. We're going to discuss that. So
Okay.
that's a motion sensor mat. What that does is obviously detect motion and movement in your body. So that's how important it will be that you remain completely still during the testing. If you move your little toe, I mean, as you know, it's lifting weights and stuff, everything happens from your core. You move your little toe, obviously it's going to register on my seat pad. So it's very, very sensitive, so that's how important it's going to be that you remain completely still.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm probably getting the best position I can right now, I'm not like all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your feet just flat when you can get it. So we're going to go over a
I can
practice
breathe
test.
like this, like I can breathe, and everything's good? Okay. Okay, we're good. I just want to make sure.
Here's what it's kind of sideways, actually. Oops, can you try not to suck in a little bit. There we go. Kind of cockeyed there. It'll be better for your shirt. Is that too tight now? Or is that okay?
It's tighter, but.
It was too loose before, but
Yeah, that's we're good.
You sure?
Yeah, it's tight, but it's good.
Okay. So we're going to go over a pre-test now.
Okay.
And then I'll explain how I need you to sit still and all that, and then we'll get into the actual testing, okay?
Alright.
So this is what we call a directed lie practice test, okay? And I'm going to move my chair over here. So obviously a directed lie practice test kind of gives you an indication that I probably want you to lie on the practice test, right? I don't want you to lie yet. I will tell you at that point that I want you to lie, okay?
Okay.
How many numbers do you see on this piece of paper?
4.
Which one's missing?
3.
I want you to write the number 3 on the line where it's missing, okay?
Okay.
And you can use your right or your left hand. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay.
I'll just.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Lifetime.
So this is the directed lie practice test. So what that means is I'm going to ask you if you wrote every single number on this piece of paper. Okay?
Okay.
I want you to be truthful to all the numbers, but I want you to lie when I ask you if you wrote the number 3. Because
Okay.
you really did write the number 3, but I want you to say no, that you did not. I want you to lie to me, okay?
Okay.
So let's practice that. Regarding that number you wrote on the piece of paper, did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Good. Did you write the number 3?
Yes. No, I didn't.
No. You're lying to that one.
Okay, I didn't write.
That's okay. All right, did you write the number 4?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
Okay, so let's do that. Try that one more time, okay? Regarding the number on the piece of paper, did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Did you write the number 3?
No.
Good. Did you write the number 4?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
Good. So in essence, you're saying no to every single number that I ask you about if you wrote, but obviously you're lying when you say you didn't write the number
Okay.
3 because we just both watched you write the number 3, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Okay, so during the testing, I'm going to leave this right here. You need to look in the area of this clipboard. You can't look side to side, up, down, wherever Chris wants to look. You don't have to fixate on the number 3, but you're going to be looking basically in this general area right here, okay?
Okay.
You do have to remain completely still. There's no coughing, belching, sneezing, sniffling, anything like that during the test, okay?
Just breathe it.
What's that?
Just breathing.
Just, yes. I need you to breathe, so it keeps you alive, yes. So, you need to remain, a lot of people are like, well, I didn't know how to be still like a statue. You pretty much have to be still like a statue. Like I said, it's for very short periods of time.
Okay.
I will, if for some reason I have to give you an instruction during the test, like maybe you're moving your little finger and you don't even notice it because it's kind of like a little thing that you're doing and you don't really realize you're doing it, just fix whatever I've asked you to fix and do not go, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, do not apologize, do not move, do not do anything. I'll know already that you feel horrible about what you just did. I just don't need you to acknowledge it, okay? I just need you to actually fix whatever I asked you to fix. Like, see, you just picked up your finger over there. If I say don't move your finger, I don't need you to go, I'm so sorry, and you know, that kind of stuff.
Involuntary, sorry.
Exactly. So, and that's totally fine. I'm just saying, if I point something out like that, just stop doing whatever I'm asking you to do, okay? Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
During the test, you cannot look at me. I will be staring at you just to make sure all the components are staying where they're supposed to. I know it feels super creepy to have someone staring at you when you can't stare back.
No, that's fine.
But that's just kind of the name of the game today.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, like, I'll try not to sneeze or burp or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or laugh or anything like this right here, so.
Can you put your whole hand on the table? Is that okay for
Yeah.
you? Does that cause you any?
No, I just
Uh-huh.
want to make sure they can get in that way.
Yeah, no, you're good. If you could just stick your whole hand on there just so I could see it, that'd be perfect. There is no talking during the test. The only talking you used to do is to say yes or no. Sometimes people have a problem. Can you look at me right now?
Oh, sorry, I'm just
no,
practicing.
you're
practicing.
you're like in the zone.
I'm practicing for it.
That's okay. So when I ask you a question and a lot of people have, you know, an automatic reaction to go yes, no. They move their head.
Yeah.
So just be conscious about the fact that your whole body, including your head, needs to be completely still. The only movement that's actually going to happen from your body is your mouth to open to say yes or no. But your head should stay still. So if I tell you, you know, if I have to give you an instruction like stop nodding your head or something like that, just stop and just open your mouth and say the word instead of moving your head, okay? Does that make sense? And like I said, I know most people don't do that on purpose and they're not realizing that they're doing it until I point it out to them. So if I do that, just see if you can fix that for me, okay?
Okay.
There is no air in your cuff right now. I will over-inflate your cuff when we start. It will feel like your leg's going to fall off for just a brief second.
Okay.
And then I let almost all the air out, and I pump it up about halfway. And that just gets all the air bubbles out for me and gives me a nice clean reading on the chart, okay? Do you have any questions?
That's it.
Okay, so make sure that, also that I ask the question in its entirety before you answer.
Okay.
Especially with the numbers, people already know what number's coming next, so sometimes I'll say, did you write the number? No. And they cut me off. There has to be a delineation between the time I end the question and the time you answer, so just make sure that you're not doing that for me, okay?
Okay.
So give me 1 second, I have to make a file name here. Birthday one more time.
5/16/85.
So I will tell you when the test is going to begin, and then I will tell you when the test is going to end. Don't move in between that time, and then I will tell you at the end when it's okay for you to move around and relax, okay?
Okay.
So just stay completely like you are until I tell you that it's okay, okay?
Okay.
Don't bother you a minute.
No, I'm just trying to keep, I'm like stressing my fingers out.
Yeah, don't, just like seriously, just kind of like your hand is on your lap, just lay your hand right there.
Okay, these are allowed just they need to be at least flat though, right?
I mean, it just like lay on the table.
Alright.
So, would they not normally be touching?
Well, it's just like, it's fine.
Okay. And again, you're going to be looking straight ahead. And just make sure you don't move, okay?
Okay.
The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Regarding what number you wrote on the piece of paper, did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Did you write the number 3?
No.
Did you write the number 4?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. Okay, you can relax. How'd you feel? You did great.
That was...
You remembered to lie and everything. That was awesome.
That was...
So,
yeah.
you obviously are a really bad liar. Have people told you that before? Like, the second you tell a lie, like, they can tell, like, on your face that... Because the second you lied to the number 3, like, I don't know if you heard me clicking, but I had to, like, turn down the sensitivity because you were starting to go off the page. So, that is what I need to see as a polygrapher, because that tells me that you know it's wrong to tell a lie. And you're actually having a significant reaction when you lie, so that is awesome. So thank you for being a horrible liar. No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We don't want to be good liars, so thank you for being a horrible liar. And that just shows me that, you know, obviously on the test when we're asking, you know, significant stuff about your wife, if you're lying to that, it's going to be even 10 times more amplified. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much, more than you know. So that was awesome. So let me get the questions to the test up. If you want to take a drink of your water, just to kind of...
You're fine.
You're good?
Yep.
Okay. So, do you have any other questions about the questions of the test? Okay. So, we're going to ask these sets of questions. We have to ask them at least 3 times, so we call them charts. So we have to do at least 3 charts. We can do up to 5 charts depending on, you know, if you're not giving me good data for some reason, or you're moving or something like that, we could do up to 5 charts, okay? So hopefully we'll get them done in 3. That's what my hope is. And I imagine we will get them done in 3, so, okay. And the coolest thing about this is right now, there's only one person in this room that knows what the truth is. And in about 5 minutes, there's going to be 2 of us. So that's the coolest part, okay? And then I can go share that with them out there, okay? So do you don't have any other questions or anything?
No.
Perfect. So you don't want to take a sit before we start?
Oh, well. My heart rate off the scales.
That's all right. I told you you're creating your own baseline, so you're good.
Okay.
No problem. Okay, so you let me know when you're ready to begin. During this part of the test, I want you to focus on the back of the chair, okay? Not looking up, down, side to side, anything like that. I want you to do that.
Was I doing that?
Nope, you did great. But obviously the clipboard is gone now, so your area of focus is going to be like in this area, okay?
Okay.
Don't like focus on something so intense that you end up, you know, kind of going cross-eyed. Like, just make sure you don't do that, okay? Just kind of look around, like right in that area, okay? Do you remember those questions that you have to lie to?
And before 2018.
Right. And you remember you're going to tell a lie to those questions?
Yes.
You're going to say no?
I'm going to say no to anything that says before 2018, as regards to before 2018.
Right. And you're going to think about the lies you're telling, right?
Yeah, after you ask the full question, yes.
Yep, perfect. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, stay still. The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Do you understand I will only ask you the questions we have discussed?
Yes.
You understand? Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Just breathe normal. Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Sleep normal? Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. And relax. How do you feel?
Horrible.
Horrible?
Nervous.
Yeah?
Just like trying to look at something without nothing there.
The chair thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, it gets kind of weird. Like, that's why I always tell people not to
I
try
just felt
to
like I
go
was just,
that way.
I don't know, on feet and trying to keep everything still.
Do you feel like you're in a good position right now as
Yeah.
far as how
I
you're
just-
sitting and that
yeah,
kind of stuff?
I feel like it's okay.
Okay.
Just not used to this.
Do you have any issues with the questions as far as you physically causing Shanann's disappearance? Is there anything that you were like, I don't like how that question's, worded, maybe,
No.
or does it cause you, or you know exactly what I'm talking about?
I know,
and what I mean?
like I'm there.
Okay, and as far as, the last time you saw her, you know, talking about in the bed,
Yeah.
when you saw her makeup coming down her face, and then if you know where she is now,
Yeah.
having direct knowledge of where
Mhm.
she would be at this moment, okay? Okay. So, do you wanna take some drink of water, or are you ready to start the second chart?
I'll take some water.
Okay. You probably want that Mountain Dew now, don't you?
I made everything, like, stable.
Yeah. You feel good like that?
Yep, I'm pretty good.
It's gonna move it, but. Ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna move this up just a tad. There we go. During this test, on the last test, you're breathing really funky, so please just try and do normal breaths, okay? We can't have deep breaths or, you know,
Oh,
stuff
no
like
deep
that.
breath? Okay,
Mhm.
sorry.
So that's okay, just breathe as normal as possible, okay?
Okay,
During the
I'll
whole
get some.
test.
I'll get some, okay.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Is this bothering you? Touching
No,
your
you're fine,
arm?
I just
Okay.
trying to get my hand the way right.
Okay. We're gonna get started, so stay still. The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Do you understand that I will only ask you the questions we have discussed?
Yes.
Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Just breathe normal. Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. You can relax. I think we should be able to get in one more chart, but I really need your breathing to be normal.
Okay,
You are like all
sorry.
over the place, so.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Like sometimes I feel like I'm not breathing enough and I'm like, like that. I don't want to do that. So.
Yeah. I just need it as normal as possible and not
Okay.
fluctuated, okay?
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I just want to be able to get it done for you in one more chart instead of 3 more. So, yeah.
I don't want that. I know you don't want that.
You tell me when you... Okay, I know I sound like a broken record, but I have to ask you again.
Okay.
Any issues with those questions on the test?
No.
You know exactly what I mean when I ask you
Yeah.
about physically causing your disappearance, last time you saw Shanann,
Mm-hmm.
and if you know where she is now.
Okay.
No question about those?
No.
Okay. Feel good?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
We're gonna get started, so stay still.
Do you think breathing through the nose or breathing through the mouth matters?
It doesn't matter, just breathe normal. Stay still. The test is about to begin. Please remain still. We have discussed.
Yes.
Breathe normal. Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
Yes. No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. Alright, how'd you feel? Same as all of it?
I think it was the same through everything.
For you.
It's kind of hard to relax.
I know, I get it. Kind of stick that leg straight up from you.
I just feel like my feet like sweating through my.
Right. You have flip-flops on.
I don't know. I'm a hot person.
Can you put your arms up like you had them before for me? Perfect. I need to go grade this.
Okay.
So I will. Do you need to use the restroom or anything again?
I'm good right now.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my Mountain Dew with me.
Okay.
Are you good with your water? Or you want another drink?
I'll just.
Grab a Gatorade?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can we get that door? Okay.
I got it, thank you. Okay, sorry,
Hi,
my
sorry.
computer was being a
You're fine.
turd.
Trust me.
I'm just gonna pack this up, and then, the FBI guy, Graham,
Okay.
that you've been talking to, he's gonna come in and we're gonna chat, okay?
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yep.
You need anything? Crackers, water, Mountain Dew? I totally will give you a Mountain Dew.
No, I'm good.
Ruin that streak for ya.
Can't break that streak.
No restroom or anything?
Not right now.
Okay.
My dad out there, is he leave?
I bet, Graham knows.
Okay.
I'm not even sure. No, sure hotels. We come packing hard, so it takes a while to pack all this stuff up.
Okay. You want me to turn my phones on now or just leave them be?
It's up to you. If you want to, that's fine.
Tell her,
Hi,
her mom probably tried calling me probably
yeah.
at least 5, 6
I think
times.
she's called the detective quite a few times too.
Okay.
I don't blame her. Did she know you were coming in here today? No. Who knew you were coming in today?
Nick and Amanda, 'cause I was at their house, and then my dad.
Oh, okay. What'd your dad say about it?
So just do what they ask. Just ask like whatever questions they have. Just do what they ask.
Mhm.
That's my favorite
And you
picture.
did.
This is my
Oh, let me see.
favorite picture.
Oh my god. They're adorable. They're way bigger than I thought. I think I saw a picture of them on the news and they were much tinier.
Which?
I don't know if they were the family photo or like...
Okay, that was this year.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, they looked so much smaller.
There's no trash can in here.
Oh, that's okay. I'll take them out. Do you want another one?
Oh, no, they're fine.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab that pad that you're sitting on.
Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry.
When I even tried to turn my phone on, there's like no service in here.
I hope.
Oh, my work phone, yes, because it's Verizon, but
Oh.
AT&T's like dead over here.
You still getting stuff from work, like You need to be doing this or that?
No, just everybody's checked out now, as far as for the day.
Did they tell you that? Like, when
Well,
you checked out?
we have a group me app,
Oh, uh-huh.
so like, you know, like I usually send out a text about 1:30, so everybody's doing. And about 2:30, the domino starts to fall, people start to check out and everything. There's always that one person that's like, you know, like, all right, do I check out now or wait? I don't be the first one to leave and all that kind of stuff, so.
Do they feel bad if they're the first ones to leave?
One of the guys usually does, but there's always one guy that likes to stay and try to justify overtime too.
Right.
But they've been very, supportive.
Good.
Like there was a,
Then that lets you know that that's the place you should be working. You know?
yeah.
I think someone talked to Luke and he was like, you know what, family first, whatever, so it makes you feel good, you know, that there's
Yeah.
bosses out there that are like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't always find those people.
Mhm.
I'm gonna run this stuff out real quick.
Okay.
Let's jump in here. Did you miss a bunch of calls from Shanann?
I can't tell.
Oh.
There's no service. Once I get out of here, it'll probably just blow up.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, do that.
Oh my gosh, I did forget part of it, didn't I? So I brought Graham in here because we want to talk to you about the results, okay?
Okay.
So, it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I know.
Chris, stop. It's time. Just
I'm-
stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach. And when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I could tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this. And I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today. And you knew I was going to find out because I told you that. And then you continued to stay knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what? I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened. We're not here to play games. We're not here to do any of that with you. We just want to know what happened. So can you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now, like, I did not.
It's not even an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph, so I know you were being deceptive, so that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. That's the issue right now.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
I've
I know you want to tell us. I can see it in your face. Holding this lie in is going to do nothing for you.
I know this. Like,
Okay.
I'm not, like, trying to, like, cover things up, like...
Yeah, but you kind of are, because it's normal. Normal people would do that. Normal people that make a mistake initially are going to go, I don't know what you're talking about, I didn't do anything. That's normal. I would expect that. It's just like if you ask your kid, you know, did you write on the wall? And they go, no. And you're like, you have a marker on your hand, like, I know you just wrote on the wall. And they're like, oh, okay. That's a natural reaction that someone's going to initially lie about something like that and then eventually tell the truth. So this is your eventually telling the truth time. This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
I'm not trying to make anything continue. Like, I want them back home, like.
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
But you know they're not.
I hope they come back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know they're not coming back home.
Chris, Tammy and I are confused, okay? And here's what we're confused about. I told you that we've done some work overnight.
Yes.
I told you that we've got a lot of leads, okay? That wasn't a lie.
I know.
We know a lot more than you think we do, okay? And here's where we're confused. You're this great guy, and I'm not just telling you that, okay? I'm telling you that because everyone tells us that, okay? We can't find anyone to say anything bad about you. Chris is a great guy. He's a good father. He's a good man. We're confused as to why you're not taking care of your beautiful children.
I'm not taking care of them right now.
Right now. Where are they?
I don't know where they're at. Honestly, I do not know where they are at. If I could have my babies back home right now, I would. I want them back. I want everybody back. That is the God's honest truth.
So let's keep talking about your family, okay? We just can't figure out why there's two Chris's, okay? We talked about that last night.
Yes.
We just can't figure it out. There's a Chris, okay? If somebody asked me my kid's child routine, I would say, I don't know, go ask their mom. That's the truth, right? And so it is very surprising to me, and it warms my heart that you're the type of dad who can pack a bag in the morning, and you know just what to put in there, and you know just what to put in there as a backup in case they have an accident, okay? You know what the clothes to put in there, you know what they have for breakfast, you know what they have for a snack, and a dinner, and a nighttime snack. You can tell me the book you read to your daughters, okay? I know you love them, and you're not faking that, are you? It's real, okay? There's a lot of guys who come in here and try to tell me that, and I know they're lying, okay? Because they can't answer those questions that you can answer, okay? But you are here today lying about something else. So we need to talk about that, okay?
I cheated on her.
I know. And this is very good. Keep
I'm not proud of it. Like, I didn't think anything like that could happen. I didn't think I'd ever do it, but I did.
I know. Keep going.
And she accused me of it. I denied it. I cheated on her, and I feel horrible for it. Like, she was pregnant, and it was, I don't want to, I didn't hurt her. I cheated on her. I hurt her emotionally. I cheated on her. And I feel absolutely horrible about this, but that's what I've been holding. When I didn't go to the Rocky game, I was with her.
Okay.
I went to dinner with her.
Okay. Keep going.
That 5 weeks I was alone, I was with her most of the time.
Okay. You're doing a good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth because you're a truth teller.
When I tell you I fell out of love, it's because I fell in love with her.
Absolutely.
Okay? I mean, that's the God's honest truth.
Okay. Who is her?
So I don't want to get her involved in this. I don't want to ruin her life. Like, if something like this, I don't want her involved in this.
Okay. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
I knew that you would say you didn't want to get her involved.
But just
because you'd like to take care of people.
She's a wonderful person. Like, I mean, she knew I was married, yes. And I told her we were going through issues, yes.
Yes.
And I told her that, you know, we were going to get, you know, at the end, like, you're going to get separated. Like, once I figured out what that was, I didn't know what that was going to be.
I know.
I had no idea. I like, you know, I saw her, took my breath away, and I'd never thought in a million years that could happen.
I know.
I know you think I'm a figure, like, but like, it was, I never felt that way about anybody in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Chris, that's not your fault.
No, I'm just,
well, can we do this? I know you want to take care of her because it's because you're the type of guy that takes care of women. It is. You took care of your wife, you took care of your daughters, you were very good at taking care of her, and you want to take care of her. So can we make a deal? I don't think this girl did anything to hurt anybody, but I can't walk out of here wondering. So can we leave her out of it?
Okay.
And get back to your wife and your daughters.
okay.
Where are they?
That I do not know. That was what I was holding back. Like, I didn't know, like, what I did. I know.
Chris, in the interview today, you weren't asked about infidelity. You were asked about...
I was holding back from last night.
That's
when
not
you
why
talked.
you failed today.
That's not how that works. You would have reactions to every single question, not just the ones that we talked about being important.
Like the ones you wanted me to lie about, like, is that what you're talking about?
No, the ones about her disappearance and knowing where she's at, and about seeing her last.
Uh,
I was not lying about those things. So
Can I tell you what I think?
Yes.
Okay. So, going into that interview today with Tammy, where we strapped you in, we knew all about Nikki. Okay? All about her. And you're doing a very good job right now, because you didn't have to tell us about it, but you did.
I couldn't hold that in anymore.
I know. We could see it on your chest
I
and
can't.
in your eyes. Okay? Here's the challenge that we have. We knew about Nikki, and so we didn't need to ask you about her in the polygraph. We just didn't need to, because we knew. Okay? And so that's why we didn't ask you, because we already knew the answer. Okay? We're very, very worried about your daughters and your wife.
I am too.
Okay? So can I tell you, maybe based on the people that I've talked to, and Tammy's talked to, based on all the investigations we've done, based on your cell phone, both your cell phones, your wife's cell phone, Nikki's cell phone, okay, based on talking with family members and friends, and based on talking with everyone, here's what we know, okay? And I'm not going to lie to you right now. Here's what we know, okay? Chris is a good man. Everyone said it, okay? I'm not just telling you that because I, want to blow smoke here. You're a good man, okay? Nobody can fake answers about packing a backpack. Nobody. You either pack a backpack for your kids or you don't, okay? This should have been the happiest time of your marriage. Okay? You and Shanann. This should have been the happiest time. She's making a little money. She's making good money. You're making great money. You both have a job. You have beautiful kids. You have a beautiful house. You're in Colorado. Clean air, good people. Okay? And on top of that, you look pretty good now. You're pretty fit. Okay? This should have been the time in your marriage where you guys were happy and thriving and productive. Okay? And I believe that Shanann's the reason none of that happened. I believe that she's a controlling person. Maybe doesn't listen to you as much as she should. I think that she can do whatever she wants and you can't. Okay? I think if you were to go to a restaurant, she would order whatever the hell she wants. And as soon as you order a nice steak, she says, "Whoa, buddy." Okay? A woman that lets her man do all of the backpack packing and all of the cooking.
I'll do all the cooking, but like she cooks like I do like some things here and there.
Okay. That's because you're a good person, and I think that she started on the path to leave the marriage. Okay? It's ironic that we're talking about you and Nikki. I think that she was the one who started on that path first. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't have thought about that.
Okay. And the other thing I think is interesting is, even though she is that type of person that's controlling, doesn't listen, does what she wants, is walking away from her kids, here you are defending her. Because to your core, you want to take care of the people you love. Okay. And that's the reason why we want to give you an opportunity today to just help us find them. Okay? Will you do that for us?
I'll do whatever I can to help to find where they're at.
Okay. So when she asked you, do you know where they are, or are you going to tell the truth about where they are, you failed miserably.
Okay.
Why?
I'm a nervous person. Like every question I asked, every question, it felt like I wouldn't say the right thing.
That's not how the polygraph works.
I don't know like what it reads like through. I know she was saying about autonomy of the process, but like I don't know where they're at.
Chris, right now your dad's outside. He flew across the country to help you. Okay. You're lying to him. You lied to everyone you talked to. And they all bought it. Will you please help us find your babies?
I want to find them. I've told you over and over, I want to find everyone.
Can we go back to that night?
Yeah.
You know that we have texts, and we know that there's an Alexa in your house,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that those are trained to record distress.
Okay.
You know that we know the content of Nikki's text messages and your text messages and Shanann's text messages. Okay?
I didn't know you knew who Nikki was until right now, so.
Okay. Tell us about that night again, and please tell the truth this time.
I told you the truth. I promise I told you the truth. Like, we woke up at 4 o'clock. I woke up at 4 o'clock. Got dressed, got ready. 4:15, me and Shanann talked about the house, about separation.
Did you guys talk about Nikki?
She accused me of like, all right, is there somebody else?
Sure.
I didn't say it.
You denied it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she brought up well, was there a $68 charge on dinner the other night?
Okay.
Was there two of you?
And that was with two of you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Nikki.
Okay, so it sounds like at that time you weren't quite ready to just say, Shanann, this is everything.
I couldn't say it.
Okay.
We were already trying hard enough. I couldn't say that.
Okay. What did you say?
I just told her this separation has to go. I want a separation.
Okay. Was it her idea to sell the house or yours?
She initiated the realtor the week before in an email.
Why?
Because we were talking about the marital issues. She's like, well, you can't afford to live on her own. Well, she can't afford to live on her own, and I can't afford to live on my own. So she's like, we need to just contact Ann and see.
And who'd you contact?
Well, she contacted Ann, our realtor.
Ann?
Yeah.
Okay. Would Ann say the same thing, that your wife initiated the contact?
Yeah.
Okay.
She would. And then on Monday, I texted her to see if what she could do.
Okay.
And that's in there too. You probably already knew that.
Tell me about the pregnancy. Was that your idea or hers?
She said she was about 80-20. Well, when we did the pros and cons of it, like after she got pregnant, she told everybody that it was mainly my idea.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted a boy.
Did you want to get pregnant?
Hmm?
Okay.
And then after the fact, she said it was mainly me that wanted it, and she was about, you know, she was 70-30 against it at that point. Like, she would tell her friends that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what, 70-30 against it? Like, why?
Okay. Can you understand that some of this just doesn't make sense to us? Okay. How is it possible that a woman and 2 kids are just completely gone off the face of the earth?
I promise you, I have nothing on my hands I did nothing to those kids or her to make them vanish.
So tell me what happened then. I believe you that you did nothing on your hands. What happened?
When I left, I mean, it's on video that I left and I was in my truck. I didn't like load anything into my truck besides my tools, my container, my book bag, my water jug, my lunchbox.
Okay. But then what happened?
I drove out of the driveway.
No, before you drove out of the driveway. What happened with your wife and your kids?
I didn't do anything with them. They were still in the house.
Where are they? Where did they go?
I don't know, sir. I really don't know.
Your wife's not the type of person to vanish.
I know she's not.
She had 10 things on her schedule that meant she was going to be there the next day, that day, the day after that, with friends, with a doctor. Okay? She didn't leave because she wanted to.
Right.
So what happened?
I didn't do anything to her or the kids.
Was it an accident?
I didn't do anything.
Was it an accident?
There was no accident. I don't know if there was an accident in the house. I wasn't there for it.
It's a big deal if it's an accident, because we can work with that, Chris.
No.
And I think that's maybe what happened.
I did not cause an accident. I didn't do anything to my wife and kids.
Was it a misunderstanding?
There's no misunderstanding. Like, we had that talk. There was a misunderstanding where I didn't tell her about the affair.
Okay.
I didn't. That was the misunderstanding. Like,
miscommunication,
yeah,
misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Good.
But I probably should have told her right then, honestly. I mean, everything was out on the table anyways.
Right.
I should have just told her right then. But I didn't, because I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
What was your plan? What were you going to do? I mean, how was the separation going to work?
Like, once we got separated, I would get my own place, and then 50-50 split with the kids, that's what I was hoping.
Mm-hmm. And what about Nikki?
Take it slow and just see if anything develops, like when I'm, at my own place.
Okay.
I just find it hard to hear you talk about just having this emotional, conversation with Shanann, and you're bawling and crying together, and you have not shed one tear in 2 days that you've been here. Not one. And help me understand that, because I don't get it. These are your baby girls, and you have not shed one tear over them not being around. Chris, I lose my 4-year-old in the store for 10 seconds, and I start to go panic. I have not seen any of that from you at all. Help me understand that.
I love those girls. I would never do anything just because I haven't shed a tear. Like, you get
no, that's weird. Is that weird?
Don't look into that like I don't love my kids.
Well, tell me,
I love my wife.
explain to me. You're crying with your wife that you're leaving her.
Yeah.
But you don't cry that your 2 little baby girls
I'm hoping they're still around somewhere. I'm hoping they're still somewhere.
Yeah, but you
alive.
don't have them right now. You're not reading stories to them at night.
I know.
You're not giving them midnight snacks. You're not giving them their medicine. You're not waking up with them in the morning.
I know this.
So that should cause you pain.
It does cause me pain.
But I don't see that. I don't see that. I want to see the Chris that cares. I want to see the Chris that, feels bad about what he did and wants to, get this off his chest and be done with this. And let us find your little girls so that they're not out there in the middle of a field or whatever somewhere. Like, don't do that.
I love those girls to death.
Then show us that. Show us that. Show us this Chris, not this Chris.
I'm not showing you that Chris. I'm showing you the Chris that cares about his girls and his wife. Just because I haven't shed a tear, it shouldn't make you feel like that the love isn't there for them.
It's weird. It doesn't make sense to me.
I understand that.
You have to...
I totally see where you're coming from. Trust me, like, there's nothing... just because I...
Chris, people can be pushed to the point where they do something that they regret. It happens every single day.
I know.
But part of what makes you a man is the guy that goes, I really fucked up, but this is what I did, and I'm going to pay for what I did, and I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm going to be honest about it.
Chris, we can keep talking to you once we find these girls, okay? And once we find these girls and your wife, right, no matter how we find them, no matter what condition they're in, we can keep talking to you, and you can tell us, guys, it's not as bad as it looks. And you can say, let me tell you what happened. I was never comfortable with you, Graham, or with you, Tam. I wasn't comfortable yet, but now that everything's known, now that these girls are found and Shanann's found, however they're found, it's okay. We can keep talking to you. Okay?
Chris, did Shanann do something to them?
No, I don't know.
I'm serious.
I have no clue.
No, you would have known, because they didn't leave the house.
Did
Shanann do something to them, and then did you feel like you had to do something to Shanann?
No, they were at the house when I left. They were there.
They weren't there. They didn't leave. They vanished.
They were there.
The only way they could have left is in your truck.
There's no way, because, like, I didn't just throw them in my truck.
You know your truck has GPS,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Because you even told your boss, like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going through separation, I'm maybe staying
Yeah.
at a friend's house, whatever. You know that thing pings every 10 seconds?
Yep.
So we will know
You can't turn it off.
I know.
And
where
your-
you went.
And your company's giving that to us.
I know.
Okay. Are we not asking the right questions, Chris?
No, you're asking all the questions.
What are we not asking you right? What are we doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong.
Did Shanann do something?
If she did anything to these kids, we both love them with all our hearts. There's no way.
It could have been an accident. Something happened in the house that you know about. You failed the polygraph test, Chris. This is not about, did you leave and your wife vanished and you didn't know anything about it. That was not what you were asked, okay?
Okay.
We know that something happened to all three of them. But I want to know, did something happen to these baby girls first that you had to take into your own hands and deal with?
You had to clean it up for Shanann.
Chris, you got to tell us. There's something that happened to these baby girls. Look at them.
I know. Before you came in, I was watching videos.
We have no doubt you love these girls with all of your heart. I have no doubt. But we make mistakes.
And that's okay.
It's what we do with those mistakes that make us who we are.
Chris, it seems like you're thinking about it right now. What are you thinking about?
She couldn't have.
I feel like you cleaned up for her. I feel like that's the type of guy that you are. Which one of these has the breathing thing?
Well, they both have inhalers, but Cece has the EOE. Encephalitis.
Did she have problems breathing?
And only like with her allergies and whatnot, like if she had anything next, but she's home with the endoscopies and everything and the surgeries I told you about.
Do you think she had trouble breathing that night? And Shanann freaked out? And didn't want to live without her baby girl?
I don't think so.
Did you hear about the homicide that happened in Aurora, where the guy beat that family to death with a ball-peen hammer?
Mm-hmm.
The only person that survived was a 3-year-old sibling. And that sibling grew up to be a total mess. No family, no mom and dad, no brother or sister, just her by herself. She says, I wish I would have died with them. And there are times that people freak out. I've seen it. I mean, I've been in law enforcement for almost 20 years. I've seen it. Parents freak out and they're like, oh my God, like, I can't have my baby girls live without each other. They're best friends. They're like twins. They're, you know, they wake each other up in the morning. And I understand that. We had a mom in Castle Rock that suffocated both her baby girls. She's like, my husband was going to take them, and she's like, I just couldn't handle. I thought I was doing right by them. I thought I was saving them pain. And I get it.
Why? Why was she saving the pain?
Because she didn't want them to have to live without their mom.
Chris, this is a weight that's going to be on you for the rest of your life until we resolve it tonight. Unless we can talk about this more tonight, this is going to follow you forever. I promise you, when you start talking to us, you will feel better. I know you already feel better about getting the Nikki off your chest.
Please don't like involve her in the news or anything like that. She can't do that.
You gotta help me.
I don't know.
Chris, we're giving you a lifeline right now. You need to take it. You need to reach out and take it.
Did they look like this the last night you were with them?
She had that dress on, like, on the 8th or 9th. It wasn't this, but she had that dress on. Cause I remember I had 2 buttons on the back. I'd take them off so I'd get her pajamas on that night.
Did you guys make sure they were warm when you left the house?
Make sure they were warm. They're always warm. They always have, when they're in their beds, they're always warm.
Okay. Were you guys taking care of them at the very end?
They're always taken care of. They never miss a meal.
Chris, you took them out of the house with their blankets and their animals. Like, that's because you cared. That's what a caring dad does.
I mean, I'm always caring for these kids. There's nothing in this for my life.
I believe that. I believe that, and I believe someone made a mistake, whether it was you or Shanann. And you either cleaned up after Shanann or you made the mistake. And I mean, I want to believe that maybe Shanann did it and you felt compelled to fix this so Shanann didn't look bad. That's what I want to believe. But I don't know, you're not telling me that, so it makes me think the worst. Like, did you do that to all 3 of them?
I did not do anything to these kids. Not do anything.
What did Shanann do to them? Tell us, Chris. Chicks are crazy.
Can I talk to my dad or something?
Absolutely.
Come.
Do you want to bring him in here?
No, I just need to talk to my dad. Like, he flew across the country.
Hey, Chris,
I can't.
how about this? If we brought your dad in here, would you please tell him what happened?
Can I just go talk to him? I've been in here for like 5 or 6 hours and I'm like...
Absolutely. Chris, look at me, man. It's not going to feel any better. He deserves an answer.
It's your best friend.
There's only one person you wanted here most, and it's your dad.
Yes.
What would you tell him?
I love him, and I just want him to be by my side.
Okay. He knows more than we do that you're a good man. And he knows as much as you want to protect your wife, Shanann. I think he would tell you to do the right thing. Before we get him.
Can I go out there and talk to him?
Well, I don't know that you want to do it out there, because there's a lot of people going through the halls. Should we bring him in here?
We'll step out. Okay?
Do you need a few minutes with him?
Okay.
Can we just ask a couple more questions? It seems like you're about to get it off your chest. Is there any way that you can help us understand more about Shanann and why maybe something happened, so that we don't get a bad picture about her? And what I mean is, what happened that night with her?
As far as like after I talked to her?
With the girls.
Like when we were having that conversation in bed there.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I talked to her about the separation and the house, and she asked me about the affair, and
Okay.
and that's how that conversation went.
Okay.
She was distraught. She had like mascara on down her face, all that. I mean, it was emotional.
Well, how about this? If we bring in your dad, will you promise me that you'll talk to him?
I'll talk to him.
Okay. Will you promise me that you'll tell him everything? Would it be easier if you told him and he told us?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know if that's going to be easy or not. I tend to think it's not. I think you're the type of guy that needs to take responsibility, because you always have taken responsibility. You've always made the right choice. So, I guess I'm just worried that if we bring your dad in here, that could distract you. What do you think?
Distract me from like talking to you.
Yeah.
I just need to talk to him.
Okay. All right. I know you'll do the right thing. I do. I don't know how long it's going to take. I think that you need to think a little bit more about that. Okay?
And you need to realize that your dad is not going to stop loving you no matter what you tell him. You are his child, and he will not stop loving you.
Never.
Ever.
And this is not the last chapter in anyone's story at all. Okay? He's been here the whole time. You know, he didn't want to leave you. Have you ever seen, sometimes when an animal's owner dies, they stick around forever? I think that's your dad. Poor guy didn't want to leave today, okay? So, keep that in mind. He wants to hear it all.